Hey everyone, today we're going to continue learning about the California missions. So, as you remember from last time, there is a mission in San Francisco called Mission Dolores. And you remember that this is part of the process of European colonization. So, as you remember, the Spanish came from Europe, they were settlers, and they took over almost all the land in the Americas. And what we read last time was about how the Spanish settlers in California built missions. These missions were run by soldiers and priests who made the indigenous people farm for them and learn their religion and their language. Many indigenous people were also killed or abused at the missions. So it was definitely not the romantic picture that sometimes you might see. So I also had some really interesting student questions from last week. People were wondering, why did they have to change their religion? Why did they use people as their maids? And I think it's really hard for us to understand living today what the mindset of these Spanish people was, like why they were doing these things. So during this time, the countries in Europe, so those are the purple ones on the map, started taking over the rest of the world. And that was like their obsession. They wanted to take over the rest of the world and take whatever natural resources they had and get rich off of it. And they believed, obviously incorrectly, that they were just naturally better than everybody else. They thought their language was better, their religion was better, their shoes were better, you name it, they thought it was better. So that was part of why they were trying to force people to change their religion, is that they believed that their religion was the only correct one, and they were trying to force people to be the same as them. And again, this can be really hard for us to understand today because I think we have a really different view of humanity. These people basically believed that they were the only civilized ones and everyone else just wasn't as good as them. So this is a blow up of that map if you're curious. This is what we call Europe, is this purple part here. This big one is Russia. And these are all of the places in the world that Europe colonized during this part of history. Pretty crazy. So now that we understand the Spanish perspective a little bit more, we're going to look at the indigenous perspective. And this is a little introductory video to the website we're going to visit today.
That means greetings in my native tongue. My name is Jackie Tehuca Nunez, and I am from the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, a Hashiman Nation. My ancestors built the mission San Juan Capistrano. That's number 7 in the 21 missions of California. And I'm here to guide you as we examine the special history of California indigenous people and our Native American lifestyles. But most importantly, the impact of the Spanish mission system upon our lives. We're going to look at our Native American perspectives, which describe the clash of cultures at the missions, which is often filled with discord and heartache. This information has been hidden beneath the historical legacy of mainstream California. We'll also look at the establishment of the missions within the homelands of California Indian tribes, which created many challenges for our Native people living within and outside of the missions. The establishment of the missions within the homelands of California Indian cultures, peoples, and languages is a testament to our strength and our perseverance. We'll also explore the 21 missions of California and the various aspects of our histories, including the major impact of our tribal life, colonization and governance, and the resistance, and most importantly, the Native people in history and the common misconceptions and misunderstandings about the missions. Now, in my language, we say thank you this way, Om Palof. I want you to try it. Say, Om Palof. Oh, excellent. And I'm so glad that you're joining us today. So let's get started. We have a lot of missions to visit.
So I know that Jackie Nunez can come off kind of like a kindergarten teacher because this video is really for kids of all ages. But She's actually a really amazing historian, and her organization, the California Indian Museum and Cultural Center, has done some really cool historical work, and they've put it together in a format that's really easy for us to understand, even if we don't know a lot about this topic. So today I'm just going to have you explore the website. There's nothing you need to turn in. You don't need to write anything. Just check it out, see what's on there, wander around a little bit, and then next week we'll go a little bit more in depth on it. Ready? Let's get started.